They had a plan to take over the world, but it seemed to come crashing down on Sunday.
Just for the sake of the listeners that are listening in right now, walk us through what we know currently.
So a few minutes before going on air here, I checked in with Marriott's headquarters to ask, could they give any insights into why did Marriott pull the plug on Sunday? For any listeners and viewers who didn't know, for quite some time now, Marriott has had a loyalty licensing deal with Sonder. So they made a deal where they agreed to license their brand name to Sonder. So the properties were called Sonder by Marriott Bonvoy. And the deal was that Sonder would run the properties and Marriott would send customers their way. Marriott wasn't hands-on in the control of things. It does appear from the outside, the way things went down on a Sunday very abruptly, that maybe they were a bit blindsided by something. Now, all they would say is that they used the word a default. And so Marriott needed to cut the deal because Sonder had a default, but they wouldn't explain exactly what the default was. There was financial filings that my colleagues here at Skift have been pouring through. And back in August, Marriott had sort of like made a deal, like Sonder was having trouble keeping its end of the bargain of paying fees for every guest that sort of like stayed in one of their rooms. And so they said, okay, we'll let you delay paying these things for us. It's sort of essentially, we're going to give you $23 million in credit to sort of play with to try to regain your balance here. But you have to keep some commitments. And there was a commitment coming up on November 15th that the company was going to have to raise $30 million in capital from some source for ongoing operations. But there were also a bunch of other commitments in there. There was a bunch of other potential triggers for killing the deal. And I asked the Marriott spokesperson to explain, what went wrong, and they haven't come forward. Sonder's not talking. I called the Sonder main line this morning, and they say because the deal being cut, they referring all questions to Marriott. They're no longer checking the phone line, which is just really atrocious behavior.